Summer Bay as we go behind the scenes of TV's hottest soap with actor Tristan Banks. Expect plenty of
sun, sea, sand,
and star secrets to be revealed.
Spits out the car window.
As Tristan talks to his friends from the show.
Who lives, who dies, who falls in love.
Find out what the stars of Home and Away really get up to when the cameras stop rolling. Good day, Summer Bay. Tuesdays, 20 to 5, CITV.
There's no other place like it.
Now, CITV proudly presents Inspiration. It's Art Attack.
This is an art attack? This is an art attack. This is Art Attack. Ah, hello there. Hey, how's this for an original art attack? Look at that. It's a sort of crazy, spiky picture frame, all made using a new art material I've just discovered. Garden sticks. Come and have a look at this. Now, you can buy garden sticks at any garden shop or garden centre, and you can get about 20 for about £1.50, so it's not too bad. And start by making a main frame out of 6 sticks. And if you lay 3 down that way, and then 3 on top of them like that, so that they stick out at the edge, like that. And then the idea is to glue them all into that position. Now, it's best if you use a strong PVA glue, or you can use a wood glue, or even an all-purpose glue. But if you use a glue in this shaped bottle with one of these narrow nozzles, it makes it easier to put blobs of glue onto your sticks. Now, this can be a little bit fiddly, so do it with some care and try not to move your other sticks. Here's the technique. You lift a stick, a blob of glue, try not to shake, lay the stick down, and then another blob of glue on the top like that, just to strengthen it. Gotcha. I'll do another one there. Lift the stick, blob of glue, try not to shake. Hope your hands are steadier than mine. Stick on the top, and another blob of glue like that. And you continue like this and do your whole frame where the joins cross. Now, leave it to dry before you move it, or it'll all fall apart. And when it is dry, you will have something that looks like that. Look at that. All the sticks are firmly stuck together, especially if you use a good glue. Now, to build up the design around your frame, and you'll need smaller sticks for this, and the best way of doing that is to take a garden stick and cut it to size. And you simply take your scissors, very carefully snip into the side of your stick, and then snap it. And you don't have to cut through your stick, so you don't spoil your scissors. Just snip into the edge like that, snip, snip, and snap. And then do bits of your design at a time, just one section. Again, just laying the sticks across each other in various places so that when you put the glue on, they stick together. And again, it's the same technique. And here we go. Old shaky hands Buchanan. Watch this. Lift the stick. Blob of glue in there. Stick back on the top. Just, see, I'm moving the sticks now. You've got to keep them in place here. And a blob of glue on top. And you can see why I'm saying here, do it section at a time, like that. And when you're happy with each section, move on to the next section. Put them in place and then glue them. Build your whole frame up, leave it to dry before you move it. And when it's dry, you will have a garden stick frame. Look at that. A little bit messy here with the glue, but not to worry. There we are, there's your frame. And then cut a poster or magazine picture to fit that middle part of your frame. And it's a good idea if you stick some drawing paper on the back to make it nice and strong. And again, here we go with the shaky hands, a little bit of glue on the middle, a blob of glue, and a blob of glue there, and a blob of glue like that. And the picture in the middle. And again, leave it to dry before you hang it up, and there it is, a garden stick frame. And look what I've discovered. If you cut all your sticks in half before you even start, you can do a tiny one to fit your family snaps into. Look at that, eh? Charming. And then you put some cotton on the top and simply hang it up. And if you can, it's best to hang them from above so that they just dangle down like that in the breeze. Look at that. Brilliant, isn't it? And of course, you can paint them using poster paint or acrylic paint. And you see I've just done a straight, simple design here. Or you can make your design slightly more complicated. Look at that. And the great thing about these frames is you can put pictures on both sides. There you go. Try it yourself. A garden stick picture frame.
Hello! Yes, it's me again, the head. Now, those sticks are about £1.50 a packet at garden centres in shops. Remember, the basic frame is just 6 sticks stuck with all-purpose glue and let it dry. You can then build up a fancy pattern and let it dry. Then just stick your picture in. What happens if you don't let it dry? This. Sad, isn't it?
Animals in field. Where? This could be a very big heart attack.
got a huge picture. He looked like a little dot. And didn't he have to do it carefully? He was barely going at snail's pace. Snail's pace? Oh, get it!
Have you ever written a letter or an invitation or even done some writing on a poster and thought, there's something missing. That looks really boring. What you need is curly corners. Watch this. Here's some boring writing, and it's just a case of wavy line, mad curls in the corner, and another wavy line. I'll do it again. Wavy line, mad curls in the corner, and another wavy line. And you don't have to be neat about it. Look at this. Mad curls, wavy line. In fact, the faster you do it, the better it is. There it is. And look at that brilliant effect, isn't it? It just sort of finishes your work off and frames it. And you can even colour in some of these blobs. So I'm just going to put that black onto that loopy blob and maybe some black onto that loopy blob there, like that. And if you just shade in all of your loopy blobs, it'll look something like this. Brilliant effect, isn't it? And I'll tell you what's great for curly corners, gold and silver pens. So here it is. Here's some more boring writing. And I think this time, instead of doing an ordinary curly corner, I'll do a 4-finger curly corner. Watch this. It's just a wavy line, 4 fingers, and another wavy line. Try it again up there. Wavy line, 4 fingers, and another wavy line. And that looks good if you just do it in the 2 diagonal corners. So I think I'll just leave it like that. Now, if you really want to show off, and I do, why not do a 2-line curly corner? Try this. There's more boring writing. And I'll just do 1 wavy line with some mad curls and another wavy line, and then do a 2-liner, 1 on top of it. Look at that, another one, and there it is. I'll do 1 down on this diagonal again. Wavy line, mad curls, another wavy line, and then a 2-liner on top of it, like that. And then you could colour some of these blocks in. Then you could use wax crayon. You could paint them in. That might be a bit fiddly. You could use felt pens, or do what I'm doing here. Just use some crayons like this. Or you could even use gold and silver pen. That'd look good. And when you've coloured in all of those blocks, it looks something like this. Look at that. Try it yourself. Liven up some of your boring writing with some mad curly corners.
Easy! Easy! Line, curly corner, line, curly corner, line. Even I got that right. But perhaps I shouldn't have used a white pen.
Hello, my name is Katie. I made this stained glass window by putting PVA glue onto some plastic and putting different coloured bits of tissue paper onto it. When it was dry, I peeled it off the plastic. Hello, my name is Alexander.
And my name is Amanjot. We made our stained glass window
by putting bits of tissue paper into loads of PVA glue.
Oh, what a fantastic idea. Homemade stained glass windows using tissue paper and PVA glue. Now, you have to make a rough drawing or design first, but you can do it in rough because this will just be a guide. And then cut out some coloured tissue paper to fit the shapes that you've drawn. Now, if you're feeling arty, you can just tear them with your fingers. But if you're feeling lazy, like me, you can use scissors to cut them. There they are. Cut them into shape like that and just place them in onto your picture, into the relevant part of your picture. And look at this, quite a complicated shape here. You have to be really careful with this tissue paper because it's very easy to tear. You also have to be very quiet because when you breathe, it blows all over the place. Now, here's a fiddly bit. Just get that on with my finger and that on there like that. And when you've put them all into place, just put that to one side. I'll be going back to that in a minute. Now, to prepare the glue, the messy bit. Now, you need a piece of sticky back plastic that's just a little bit bigger than your design, and put it down shiny side up and keep the backing on. Very important to keep the backing on. Then take some PVA glue, about a cupful, and this is the messy bit. Just pour it into the centre of your sticky back plastic. Now, this is just the ordinary PVA glue, you know, the white school glue that you get in the squidgy bottles, just pouring it all over. And the idea is to create a glue rectangle that's about the same size as your original picture. Now, to do this, I'm just going to brush it out using a brush like this, and brush it very carefully. Make sure you don't brush it out too thinly, because what we're looking for here is a nice thick layer of PVA glue. Now, you've seen me use PVA glue many times. Really versatile stuff, you know. And just brush the glue into a rectangle that's just a little bit bigger than your original design. And now, the fun bit. Just referring to your original picture, just place your tissue paper shapes onto the glue and copy your original picture by placing them in the same position as they were on your original picture. So just put that there. Now, it can be a little bit messy to do this, because if you've got glue on your fingers and the tissue paper sticks to it, then you just persevere with it. And you can just build your picture up like this again, just putting them all into the original positions. Just put that in there, I think, like that. And one more. I think I'll put that one in there this time. Just a little change. And then my two fish. One, very carefully into the glue there. And one, very carefully into the glue on the other side. Now, all the time, just laying it very carefully into the glue, trying not to ruck up the tissue paper. It's just a little eye, and on you go. And when you've put all your main pieces into place, if you're doing an underwater scene like this, then you have to fill in all of these gaps with some blue pieces of tissue paper and just tear them into thin strips. And again, this is great fun to do. Just lay them down into that sticky, wet glue and fill in all the gaps. I'll just do these couple here like that, just to show you, just plopping them into the glue. And when you've done all of the gaps, you'll have something that looks like this. Look at this. There it is. It's a sort of tissue paper mosaic, and the glue is now completely covered. And now the bad news, more sticky. You have to put another cup of PVA glue on top of the tissue. So you're sort of creating a PVA glue sandwich with tissue paper in between it, and just carefully pouring it on. Now, you have to be very careful when you're doing this, because you don't want to move any of that tissue paper out of place. Otherwise, your picture is completely spoilt. So do it very carefully. There it goes. Just oozing it all on. And then again, very carefully, take a brush and start to spread it out. But watch out for the tissue paper. Whatever you do, don't brush too hard. Otherwise, you'll move the paper and spoil your work. And then, when you've got a nice thick layer of PVA glue on top of your tissue paper, don't spread it out too much. You need a nice thick layer. Then just leave your PVA glue sandwich to dry. Now, because your glue is so thick, it may take some time to dry. And in actual fact, mine have taken 2 or 3 days to dry. And look what happens. You can tell when your PVA glue is nice and dry because it goes shiny and see-through. You can always test it with your finger. Just put your finger into it like this. And then when it's completely dry, just pull up one of these corner edges like that, and then pull it off the back like that of your sticky back plastic. Look at that. And there it is. You have a stained glass window out of tissue paper and PVA glue. And just to finish it off nicely, cut out a card frame to go around it and just place it into position and then stick it. You can stick it using tape or glue or even more PVA glue if you like. And there it is, a PVA and tissue stained glass window. And then you just hang it up. Or you could even tape it to a window. Look at this, and watch what happens when the light shines through it. Look at that, a stained glass window. And the frame makes it look as if it's inside a fish tank. Try it yourself. A tissue paper and PVA glue stained glass window. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!